All right, let's get into the Weekly Watch Report where we talk about the things we watched this week. Weekly Watch Report on Monday. Weekly Watch Report on Monday. Weekly Watch Report on Monday. Weekly Watch Report on Monday in LA. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
B-A-A-B.
Oh, a little snaz on the end of that one.
All right, let's get into the things we watched this week. I watched Apples Never Fall on Peacock. Did you guys watch?
Nope.
Never even heard of that.
It's only like the third time she's brought it up.
Wait, what?
No, that sigh wasn't to you. That sigh was to the show.
Oh.
Oh.
Has this been on your weekly watch report?
No, I've talked about how I was going to watch
it. To our
it.
face.
Oh, okay.
She talked about it to our face.
Twice, yeah, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yep.
Um,
You watched the whole thing.
I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
The potential this show had. The ending made me sick.
Oh, goodness.
It just didn't
Yeah.
land.
I
It
know
made me
it's
sick
based
in a way where I was like, "That's it."
No, I know it's based on a book. I wonder if they stayed true to the book.
I was like,
I've never read the book.
That's it.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? This dragged on for 7 episodes. That's it.
Damn, certainly not making me want to watch it now.
No, don't waste your time. I'll tell you exactly what happened.
All right.
Do you want me? Can I?
No, I don't really want you to tell me right now.
You don't want me to just like
I
give
mean,
you a summary?
if anyone who's listening who wants to watch it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you can fast forward, but like, can I give
I
you a
know
summary?
people are still listening.
Okay, fine. Never mind. Never mind. I won't talk about it, but I'm gonna give it I'll give it a C plus. Because like I was hooked, and then I was like, "Are you fucking kidding?"
That's the worst.
I'll be honest, this is making me kind of want to watch it.
Like, here's the thing. I can't talk about it much. Like,
Yeah.
there are parts of the ending I did like.
Yeah.
There was a twist where I was like, "Oh shit."
I'm going to watch.
I was like, "Oh shit." But then the way it ended, like literally like the ending, I was like, "That's it." Because I did like the twist.
Yep.
So that's why I'm giving it a C plus, because they had me until then. So whatever. It was good, not great. It's hard because I wish I could like really dive into it. But I don't want to spoil if people are going to watch it, which is unfortunate. This is what happens. But I've like had to really come to terms with it the last couple days. And I'm curious if other people watched. Message me. Let me know what you thought. Because I was hooked. And I liked that twist until I didn't. I watched Summer House. Summer House
Samesies.
is it this season.
Yeah, it's really good.
Like
It was really good.
I've gotten my sister onto Summer House.
Hell
now.
yeah.
She texted me. She goes, "I'm watching episode 5."
Amazing. She's just picking it up right now.
Well, no. I watched last week when I was with her.
Oh, okay.
But
She hasn't watched the previous seasons.
No.
Yeah, she's just picking.
She's just literally just picking it up now.
Yeah.
I explained it to her.
Yeah.
And she was like, "I'm in."
Yeah, I mean, not complicated.
Right. No. B plus. I'm really enjoying Summer House.
So am I.
This episode wasn't a lot, but I'm just enjoying watching. I feel comforted watching.
Did you see all the headlines that is like, because Craig was on this episode and it was like, Craig says he'll be just fine. Craig says he'll be just fine if he and Paige break up, like all these like very clickbaity headlines. And I was laughing because I was just like, there was some context needed in those headlines of like, I feel like Craig was trying to explain that he has worked on himself and he feels comfortable in himself, where of course if it didn't work out, he would be sad and he would be devastated, but like it wouldn't just like destroy him as a person.
Right. And I think Paige and Craig have an extremely healthy outlook on like whatever they're doing right now.
Totally. I
like
agree.
They're just not putting like pressure on it, and I think people just need to let them be because they're clearly happy with their situation.
People also really lost their minds at Paige sharing how much she pays for rent.
Yeah.
Which just always happens in New York City. Like anytime anyone in New York City reveals how much they pay for rent, the rest of the world goes, "What?
Wait.
Oh my God, why?"
How much was it? Now I'm curious.
$8,500.
2-bedroom.
For a 2-bedroom.
Yeah. I mean, it's New York.
It's not insane.
It's just New York City
Well, for
prices.
New York, it's
like
insane.
it's just it's New York City.
It's New York City.
So
and then if you want like I think she lives in a very nice building, amenities, all those things.
Yep. So that gets a B+ for me. Vanderpump Rules is staying in the C territory for me, but now I'm excited for the reunion.
The Valley.
I did watch The Valley. Well, now the only reason I'm hooked on The Valley now is because it's like douchey Jack Saylor back on the TV screen is maybe what we needed.
I hate to admit that I kind of missed it, but I kind of missed it. Like just seeing him immediately, of all things, like thinking that this show was going to be boring or that they were like just going to be like, oh, we have babies and we live in the Valley now and like all hunky dory. And Jax immediately is just like, Kristen shouldn't have a baby. It's just, we're coming in hot.
Yeah.
And I should have, we all should have expected that. But him like being so adamant about Kristen's life, like being like, she shouldn't have this. Is she really ready? Is she really, what? Who are you to tell Kristen she is or isn't ready to have a baby? But
Jax, I don't think you were ready.
But it is really, they just get you, and it's smart because they did the same thing with the beginning of Vanderpump, right? It went from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and it went right into that episode of Vanderpump, and it got everybody hooked, and it was the same thing where, like, it went right into the Valley, and they put, like, Sheena was at the party, Lala was at the party, so they sprinkle in some Vanderpump people that are still on Vanderpump to really make it all blend together.
Yeah.
I liked it.
It gets a C+ from me because there's room to grow.
Yeah.
Like we need the characters to grow.
You want to start you can't start too high
there,
yeah.
but it's going to get a C+ for me. And that was really it. There are shows I do want to watch. The Gentleman is on our list, but
I know it's so brutal. It's a show
to watch this week.
And I feel like that's a show I really want to watch. It's
Curb
on tonight.
It's on tonight.
We watched the episode from last week.
Remember, because we usually record on Monday.
Yeah,
mornings.
but I thought you didn't watch it at that point last week.
I can't remember right now. Like it's all.
Oh yeah, you didn't because remember it was the Dream Scheme.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't watch it because I was
Yeah, there are certain shows and everybody knows it. When you're in a relationship, there are certain shows that you don't watch without your significant other.
It's rude to do.
And I have a bunch on my list and I have not seen Joe, so I can't watch them yet.
The Gentleman being one.
The Gentleman I want to watch with Joe.
And you have your shows that you watch alone.
Yep.
And then you have your shows you watch as a couple.
Yep.
And you don't stray from that.
Right.
And if you go behind the other person's back, it's fucked up.
It is. It absolutely is. Like Shogun, I haven't watched the new episode and I can't until I go home and watch with Joe.
Of course. So. I totally respect that.
Yeah.
Watched a couple movies on the plane today. I hit all the classes back to back.
Yeah, you were running through the good. You were feeling
I watched
it.
A Cinderella Story.
Yeah.
I watched Freaky Friday and I watched Mean Girls. I watched all three of those movies today on the plane.
All fully?
Mostly. I mean, I watched A Cinderella Story fully. I watched Freaky Friday fully, and then Mean Girls. It was like cut off a little.
Don't forget these movies are like an hour and a half.
Yeah,
like Cinderella Story is like maybe a little over an hour and a half.
It was a 5-hour flight.
Yeah.
And these movies are an hour and a half.
All like A's.
Yeah, they're all classics.
Oh God, those
But what freaked me out?
I started singing in my head. I kept looking over during Freaky Friday, and I was like, "You're it. You're the ultimate. You."
On and on and on and on. Yeah.
I had
I wanna grow up.
fourth grade talent show. I danced to that song with my friends.
Really? That's iconic.
Yep.
That is iconic.
Mm-hmm. We came up with our own dance for that one.
That's rock star shit right there. That is iconic.
Don't wanna grow up. I wanna shout out.
Oh my God.
Yeah, a lot of really, really good dance moves in that one.
I love that. That's awesome. What freaked me out was I was watching A Cinderella Story, and then I went to Freaky Friday, completely forgetting the fact that it was Chad Michael Murray again, and also the girl who plays Stacy in Freaky Friday is the same girl, and I was like, I totally forgot that these are all the same actors in the same movie.
Yeah.
Like I'm going back to back here, but those were all classics, and that's everything I watched this week. Besides, when I lay in bed and we just like throw on the classics like Friends or Entourage or whatever,
I watched all the same Bravo shows, so I'll grade them. Summer House, I'll give a B+. Really enjoying Summer House. Vanderpump, I'll give a C. The Valley, I'm gonna give a B-.
Damn.
I don't know. Like
Coming in hot.
maybe it's just because it's like new people. I'm
Yeah, fresh
interested.
meat.
Totally fresh meat. I'm like
Classic.
yeah, exactly. And then I watched all of Buying Beverly Hills.
Oh my God, you're Mauricio's biggest fan.
No, I really am. Like if there's no fans of that show, I'm dead. Like I kind of love it. And like I'm so in on all the office drama. Like I know all the characters. Honestly, like their daughters are so sweet. Like I Alexia, let's be friends. I think she's great. Hey,
Official invite.
Yeah, we're not too far away from you guys right now. And they're funny. They're fun. There's a cast of characters that are on the show, and I saw there was a funny tweet. It was like Real Housewives of Beverly Hills or Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Mauricio's version. And they're talking about it's interesting because they're kind of filming things simultaneously. Like Kyle was filming Beverly Hills at the same time they're filming this show. So they're like talking about filming the other shows, and Mauricio's kind of sharing a little bit more than Kyle was sharing. And you get to see like the aftermath more on this show of after the article came out, because they were all in Aspen when the article came out, and there were agents from the agency going to stay with them at their house in Aspen. And so there's, the cameras are going, they're filming, they're talking about it. So there's just more insight into it. I thoroughly enjoyed. It's better than Selling Sunset, in my personal opinion. And I would really love to know what the dynamic is like in real life, because the agency, they're like, Mauricio's like, we're the best, we're number one in the world, opening 9 billion offices across the world. And then, the Oppenheim group, they seem to be crushing it too. They're always talking about their big stats. So I'm like, what's the battle in real life? Like, do they all hate each other? Is there some conflict?
Real estate drama.
Yeah, I want to know. And then I watched the new episode of 911. Didn't get to Grey's Anatomy, but just watched 911 because I had to see what happened on that damn cruise ship.
I was gonna say what happened with the cruise ship.
Oh, they were saved last minute. Don't you worry.
I've never seen the show, but I was wondering what happened with the cruise ship.
No, they were going full Titanic style, where like they were like gasping for breath, like as the water was building up in the room.
I'm so glad you just reenacted it right there.
They're like holding onto the pipe.
Yeah.
And then of course somebody came to save them last minute.
911.
Yep.
That has to be my biggest fear of like how to like all those movies where the water's just going up.
Right. And you
oh
know
God, drowning is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Please. I'll give that a C. 911 is ridiculous, and I enjoy it as just like what it is. And then Joe and I watched Dune Part 1 because everybody's been fucking talking about Dune Part 2, and I want to go see it. So we said we got to watch Dune Part 1. We had tried to watch it, I want to say, over last summer, and we were on vacation, and we were tired. We started it late, and we fell asleep, and we just were like, didn't feel the desire to revisit. But it's like you got to get past the first 45 minutes. I think it's a slow start, and then I really enjoyed it. I'll give that a B. I thought it was really good. And it made me really excited for Dune Part 2, which I now plan on seeing it at some point.
And then you will go to
I'm
the
hoping
theater.
that it's still in IMAX when I have time to go see it.
I hope so too.
Because I'm excited. And that is everything I watched this week.
All right, Noah, how about you? What did you watch this week?
Okay, I finished The Gentleman. I watched 5 through 8. There's 8 episodes. I loved it. Like, for some reason, I really liked it the first 5 episodes, but it really picked up. I'll give it an A-. Like,
nice.
I could have been an A, honestly, but I'll give it an A-.
Because you're a hard grader. Like, if you were a teacher, I feel like you'd be like a hard grader.
Yeah, I think it's more like the Dave, thing where it's like you don't want to give it a, because then it's like, what if you watch something that's even better than that? Then you have nowhere to go.
Right. Well, yeah.
Like the 10, you don't give a 10 because nothing's perfect.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah, but if you really loved it that much,
no, I did, but it wasn't an A. It wasn't an A.
Okay, it was an A-. It was
A-.
like right there.
But like,
could have been.
I
Could have
highly
been perfect.
recommend it.
I'm excited
Theo
to watch
James,
that.
You got a little man crush on Theo
I
James.
think so.
I
The
love
way he
Theo
just
James.
said the way he just said the name, like he sounded like me.
Well, no,
talking about a male
Theo
actor,
James.
Theo
Honestly,
James.
I love Theo James, and I'm excited whenever Theo James is in
I took a
something. Like when he
pause.
was in The White Lotus, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I was almost like, for some reason, I like am never quite sure that that's his name. Like I don't know why. Like
No,
the
it
James.
is.
He actually has an extremely long name,
Does he?
and it's shortened. Theo James. James is like his middle name. He has like a 9 name.
No, he should stick with Theo James.
But honestly, like I don't know if the James Bond stuff like got figured out. People are like, I don't know if they've actually picked someone, but he would. He should be a contender.
Wait, Noah's starting his campaign for Theo James being James
Said
Bond.
Aaron Taylor Johnson, step aside.
Move
Oh,
over. We have
no.
a new leading man.
Theo James would be. I'm just gonna say that he'd be better than Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Wait, you're cracking me
And
up.
he's
Theodore
also
Peter
British, right?
James Kennard Taptakilis. Taptakilis.
Yeah.
I'm probably saying that wrong, but I believe that is Greek.
don't-
I believe
do-
that is Greek.
Do you think who plays James Bond should be British in real life, or like maybe not? I mean, like Sean Connery.
Aaron
is-
Taylor Johnson is British in real life.
He is.
Yep.
Don't act like you knew. Don't act like you
You
knew.
lost that argument fast,
It's
my guy.
not that I didn't know, but I did not. Like I didn't know, but I like I had no thoughts about what Aaron Taylor
I don't know.
Johnson was.
Wow, that blows my mind. I'm just like, he's
my God, I'm
American.
so
Has
sorry.
he
You-
ever
Yeah,
been
no,
in,
he's English.
Has he ever been in a movie where he has a British accent?
Yeah. Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging. Check it out.
Wait, what is it?
Yeah, classic.
Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging honestly
Wait,
is a
maybe
movie
Bullet
that formed
Train?
that formed my childhood. I watched that movie 9 million times. That's another one with a great fake song because he's in a band.
Okay.
And
I know
Ultraviolet. It's a great song.
I know him most from Savages, the movie with Blake
Yeah.
Lively and
Bullet Train, I
he might be.
think
British
he's
in that.
British
I
in
can't
Bullet
remember.
Train.
I didn't really watch that.
Savages was the first rated R movie I saw, and it was like she was like Taylor Kitsch's character. He was like he fucks like Ben makes love. Like it was like a whole
Yeah,
thing, and I was
yeah.
like, whoa,
Whoa.
yeah. It was intense.
'Cause I just think of
Yeah,
him like
I felt that way about Angus Thongs and Perfect
when he
Snogging.
played
Yeah.
in Kick-Ass, and he was just like the nerdy like American kid, man.
I'm really sorry to dampen your Theo James as James Bond campaign.
No, I
Yeah.
don't think that changes the fact that Theo would be better. But
No, I was
that-
like, pretty sure Theo's more British.
Noah,
Theo looks British. How about that?
Noah in his spare time.
Aaron Taylor Johnson looks British.
Yeah, I agree. I think he looks more British than Theo James.
Yeah, he does.
Theo James looks like
Maybe it's just.
I mean,
because
hey, the Greek last name, he looks Greek.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's
Like,
just because the gentleman inherently is like this
Extremely
British,
British,
and
yeah.
like they're gentlemen, and like it's
Right.
very James Bond-y already.
Theo
you know?
James is such a gentleman.
you know, he's British and he's a gentleman, aka he should be James
Yeah,
Bond.
I haven't
Noah's-
seen that out of Aaron.
1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah, in Noah's spare time, he's like digitally like AI creating Theo James as James Bond, like on his laptop.
I don't even really
late at
have
night.
to. If you
Yeah,
watch
you
The Gentleman,
have to
you're
just
like,
watch
he's
The Gentleman,
basically
he's probably-
James
Have
Bond.
you
Yeah.
watched Divergent, the movie?
No.
You should watch it. It's Theo
It's Theo
James.
James.
He's great in it. It's a
I
good
think it
movie.
might be more gentleman than Theo, but because
Yeah.
I like watched The White Lotus and I thought he was good, but I wasn't like, oh, this guy. Like,
Yeah. Well,
it might be his character in the
Okay.
show. But yeah, give that an A-.
A- for the gentleman, A+ for Theo James.
Yeah. No, he gave great performance. Honestly, great performances all around.
Mm-hmm.
Even like the lead actress, who I don't know her name, but she was really good.
All right.
Watched Quiet on Set. I'm not going to grade that.
No,
Yeah.
I left
Yeah.
that out.
Yeah,
I'm not great in
yeah,
that.
Yeah,
Shogun. Yesterday I did nothing. It was raining all day, and I watched episodes 2 to 5. So the last 3 episodes, and
So
I'm
good.
so locked in.
It's so good.
I'm like, I think that the first few, like, I don't, or the first couple, I maybe wasn't like paying attention as hard, and then I'd have to rewind because if you're not watching with subtitles and you don't know what happened. But this time I was just like, I have nothing to do. I'm just gonna watch these, and so good.
Yeah.
And now I'm like invested in all the characters and everything.
Do you think that this show is going to become like the next Game of Thrones? Or do you think that Game of Thrones is like kind of like a once in a lifetime
Game of Thrones,
type
yeah,
of
Game of Thrones
phenomenon?
isn't like
I don't think
it's such a
yeah.
standalone thing,
because
you know.
the books
Yeah.
and
It
everything
won't be
that
like
goes along with it.
the phenomenon that was, and it's like,
I think Shogun's also based on a book.
oh, Shogun's like been around before. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, but like Game of Thrones was every Sunday night, and
Right,
like,
it was a
also
thing.
it was like
Yeah.
very like there. I think subtitles probably do turn some people away.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
There's certainly a lot of advertising around these parts
Yeah.
for it.
But I'll give those an A-. Thought that was
Nice.
Everyone should watch that. And then I did finish Dune Part 1 on the plane today.
Oh, you did.
yeah.
You guys hanging out?
No, it's weird because I had the same thinking last week or like whatever, and I started Dune, and I was like, God, like, because I tried to watch it like years ago when it first came out, and me and my roommates like turned it off too, and I was like, I guess like I should watch this because I want to watch. Everyone's hyping up the second one, and I was just like, God, this is slow. Like I can't get through this. Like, and I've watched it in like 5 parts probably, but I just finished it on the plane today, and it got better. It definitely like, it's not like fully my thing. Like,
Right.
like just I wasn't even like that big of a Star Wars.
Some
guy,
people are
like,
very into that kind of world, and
Yeah.
some are not.
And also it's like me watching it on a TV plane, which the screen is like this big.
Yeah,
and,
it's
like,
meant for the big. It's
for,
meant
like,
for the big
IMAX.
screen. Yeah,
Right,
it is
right.
for
So
sure.
I'm sure that if I watched it in the theater, I would probably have.
I mean,
different
the last
reaction.
45 minutes I think are really good.
Oh yeah. You know, the airplane, like you can't
Yeah,
really hear
yeah.
that well.
Yeah.
and,
yeah,
course.
yeah.
and then
yeah.
the sun's hitting you, and then the guy next
There's
to me
a
spilling his
glare.
wine all over me.
Oh God, I'm so sorry you went through this.
But no, I actually enjoyed it. Or like at least the second half of it. It is funny though that like Zendaya is like barely in it.
Yeah, you have to know. You know that going in.
Yeah,
Like, I
and the
don't
way
really-
that they advertise
Yeah.
is like Zendaya is the star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she is a major character. It's just part one,
She's
part
just
two. It's
part
like
one,
you
part
know.
Right, exactly.
But I'll give that. I actually was gonna give that a B too.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's all
right.
I watched.
Awesome.
All right, that's everything we watched this week.